We're back, you guys. I'm sorry about that. You guys, I do apologize about that. There was a power surge, not a ghost. That was a power surge in my home. So that kind of threw me off of this. So I apologize once again. Hope you guys come back. Baby, come back. Hope you guys come back. I apologize, you guys. Once again, there was a power surge. You know, my home, which kind of cut off my internet for a moment. So I connected to my hotspot. So we can continue this conversation, you guys. I do apologize about that once again. I do apologize. On my thing before the power went out was Auntie April asked that said that this was a random conversation, this was a random subject. Did anything happen in order for this to happen? And nothing really happened. It's just something I think about all the time that, how do I stand out from the crowd? Basically, how am I different than what's out there? You know what I'm saying? Hey, thank you, baby. I'm sorry, I'm texting Harlem, sweetheart. There was a power surge, sweetie. There was a power surge, you know, and it knocked out my internet. So I apologize about that. But yeah, nothing really happened. It's just something I think about all the time about how you know, what makes me different, how I'm different than most people, how, I don't think the same. I don't think along the same lines as most people do. And yesterday the whole thing with TS Madison and Armand Wiggins was not kind of started off this different thought process in my mind where, where everyone's saying that he's had a transphobic rant and he's transphobic now and he needs to build himself back up to be make sure that the community is okay with who he is and how he is and what like all this extra stuff that people want him to do in order for him to just be himself. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I assumed he was gay. I don't know if he's gay or not, you know what I'm saying? But I assume he's gay, you know. But that's just me having an assumption and, having things like that. But like I said, once again, I don't know for sure. You know what I'm saying? I never heard him say anything crazy. I never heard him say, yes, this is who I am. Yes, this is what I do, XYZ. And so it's just funny to me that, people like to categorize people as not based on one comment or one gesture or one situation. And when doing that was not, you miss out on actually who it is that that person actually is. You miss the subject, you miss the topic, you miss the fact that, someone is different, than the next person that they're standing behind or standing beside. So this is what this topic came up with. This topic was just something that it's random, but it's not because we choose to prejudge people all the time. We choose to put people into these boxes all the time, and not knowing that this person don't want to be put into a box. Not everyone wants to talk about sex all the time. Not everyone wants to discuss their private parts. Not everyone wants to discuss their sexuality in an open forum. Be it they're not comfortable with it, be it they're not, what I'm saying, they don't for whatever reason it is that they don't want to do that with us, whatever. But I was just the question about all black gay men because that came up with because these oh yeah, it's definitely disrespectful. Yeah, yes, we're back, baby. I'm sorry, loving care, sweetheart. Hope you guys all come back, but if not, I could talk to people who's here. People who want to listen and hear it. But yeah, like the fact that every time like for example, yesterday, Armand Wiggins got into it with T.S. Madison. Hey, on site, baby. Yes, I'm back, baby. I was answering your question on site. I was answering your question. This is a random topic, but it's not something that anything happened. It's just that I was piggybacking off what I said yesterday about the Armand Wiggins T.S. Madison situation. I was piggybacking off is gay. I don't know for sure, and I really don't care. I really don't care for sure if he is or if he isn't. But the fact that he felt offended by what Madison did and said, so he pretty much got into it with her. Everyone started labeling him as being transphobic and was on this transphobic rant. And then they're trying to say that in order for him to get back to where he needs to be, he needs to do a whole bunch of extra stuff to build up the confidence within the community. Well, it's not to show that he's not transphobic. But my thing is, if he's fighting against one person, He's going to use everything in his arsenal to combat that one individual, and it's not going to be something that needs to be taken, picked up, and taken by every person that fits that category. Just like exactly, he said what he said to hurt her and her only, not to incite a riot or not to incite craziness. Was not. But my point to that is also is that every time there's a conversation or a discussion or someone is attacking a black gay man on here, the first word to come out their mouth is faggot. The first word out their mouth is, I'm saying, something about sexuality or his booty hole. You don't know what someone does in the bedroom unless you experience it. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how someone gets down that way. But when that is being done, no one is taking offense to what that individual is saying. Everyone thinks it's funny. Everyone thinks that it's cute. Everyone thinks that, oh, well, you got read down. Well, it's not. But don't like the uproar and the outrage isn't there for, let's say, a woman here on YouTube calling. Let's put let's put this out there as that example. Like everyone calling Sean Bradley the F word. It's okay because I don't like Sean Bradley, so therefore it's okay for me to call him the F word. You know what I'm saying? He was called that by pretty much everybody that, what I'm saying, don't like him. And then it becomes, oh well, I'm not. I like it. I like gay people. Or it's not. But yet, why can't they be considered homophobic? Because every time they get into it with someone who is, you know, someone who likes someone of the same sex, that's the first thing that come out their mouth. You know what I'm saying? But they're not labeled homophobic. They're just labeled, oh well, they're reading and they're battling back and forth. So it's stuff like that that kind of bothers me because, like, I don't like hypocrisy. I don't like the fact that one person could do something while other person can't, but yet you choose to group us all within the same category or within the same box that ties up in a nice little bow because that's how you want to deal with us. No, right? It's definitely disrespectful, but not only is it disrespectful. What's not my point is that no one is looking at them sideways. No one is looking at these individuals, you know, as if they are homophobic. you know but yet if you say something about a trans person or say something about saying someone of a different race, either you become racist or you become you know transphobic, which is ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? But yet you can attack, saying, a man, and think that it's supposed to be okay, and it's okay to question his sexuality and talk about his sexuality and use his sexuality as a weapon against him, type of thing you know oh, I think anytime someone, that's the first thing that's your first. And the also me, I think that everyone is sexuality is very fluid with me, but that's because I'm bisexual. You know what I'm saying? Sexuality is very fluid to me. There's, like I said before, there's not 100% person that is totally heterosexual. There's maybe a very small handful is, and there's a very small handful, I think, people that are 100% gay. You know what I'm saying? Or same sex loving or same gender loving people. I think that's a very broad range between that, what I'm saying, on that spectrum. So anytime someone, especially when I hear a straight guy so defensive about, oh, I don't like gay people, I don't like gay men, this and third was not, you don't know who the fuck is gay. You don't know what's going on. You don't know who is actually, interested in you. First of all, not every gay man is interested in you because you're not that attractive. You're older. You don't like you clean yourself very well. You know what I'm saying? So I can truly break someone down and have broken people down was not who come at me with this crazy, oh, I don't like gay people. Why? Well, 'cause I'm just saying, man, they just freak me out. Why would they freak you out? No one's touching you, no one's talking to you, you don't know what's going on. And they didn't even know that I was, what I'm saying, gay. And so I'm gay, so I'm not fucking with you. Oh man, but you don't act like that. Act like what? There's a wide variety of people and how people act and behave and conduct themselves. Leave people the fuck alone. No one's judging you because all the shit that you've been talking, well, it's not. I guarantee you, I can pull way more than you. Anyways, but I had to stop my family. Right, exactly, and that's like also, I mean, for me, the mix for me, the F bomb is just as bad as the N word for me. You know what I'm saying? I try not to use both words. You know what I'm saying? I can't tell other people how to conduct themselves, but I try not to use the N word or I try not to use the F word because those things are disrespectful. And people say, well, um, I use it as a term of endearment. Well, it's not. Okay, but if someone of a different race use the same word as a term of endearment, you can look at them sideways and possibly punch them in their face. So I can't expect, you know what I'm saying, someone or myself, I should say, to do something that I don't want someone else to do around me. I have to check my nephew. My nephew is Cambodian and black. And when I see him last night, he's an older, I mean, he's probably like 25 now, I guess. But him and his friends, I guess, use that word, the N word, as just a term of endearment or whatever. But mind you, they also live in Seattle, which is like a huge bed of racism there, you know. And so I had to let him know, first of all, if a white person called you that N word, how would you feel? Or if someone called you that word in anger, how would you feel? It's not about, you using it as a term of endearment. It's part is being respectful of people around you and not understanding that, it's just, you know, it's just, something that you want to do because you think you can do it. Just because you can do something, I mean you should do something. And that word is very offensive. You know what I'm saying? Just like the F word is very offensive, you know what I'm saying? To not only just because you don't know who's around you, you don't know if someone has a brother, or uncle, a cousin, a friend who is gay, and that word is very offensive. You don't know these things, so you have to be very mindful of your surroundings and make sure that you are someone that is respectful of the environment that you're in. You know, I'm big on respect. I'm big on making sure that people are comfortable around me. I'm big on making sure that I'm not causing hurt or harm or damage to people that who I'm trying to befriend, you know what I'm saying? Or it's who I'm trying to get to know, who I'm trying to get to know me. I try to make sure that in my delivery, although I'm silly and all these other things was not childish at times, whatever, that I am always trying to exercise my adult hood. So I'm always trying to exercise some type of logic or critical thinking in how I conduct myself or how I move on these streets or how I move in real life. But like the title was that like I was saying in the last one, but that before it got cut off, there are very considerate. I try to be very considerate. I try to make sure that I don't put people in categories. I don't put people in boxes, whatever, because I don't like being put in a box. And like I was saying in my last life, that was just cut off, is that that all gay men that's here on YouTube was not are not the same. You know, you guys can testify to that. I'm totally different than I think a lot of them, and they're totally different. Um, for me, and that's not a good thing or bad. Hey, Von Keith, how you doing? I got your name right the first time without having to think about it because I've been practicing every time I see you. I say, "Hey, Von Keith, listen network." Okay, cool. It's just that you know, every gay man here on YouTube is not the same. I'm good. Just early morning talking some nonsense and craziness. Well, not really craziness or nonsense, just talking. Um, but yeah, like like I said, although this individual and I, Jay Wilson and I, we're both Aries. We're both men. We're both gay. Well, we're both bisexual. He said he's bisexual, so I have to identify him as what he is. Hey, Mimi, how you doing, sweetheart? We're both black. You know what I'm saying? We're totally different. We're totally different. We're totally different as far as our signs, how we conduct ourselves. We're totally different. Exactly. And we are totally, totally different. Although we check some of the same boxes, if you will have a checklist, we both check some of the same boxes, but we are totally different. And and that's what social people is not on time with that we are totally different. You know what I'm saying? Where there's nothing, I mean, besides what I named being both quote unquote bisexual, both being men, both being black, both being YouTube content creators, both being Aries, I don't see a lot of similarities between us. People may see it, but you know, hey Miss Leo, yeah, we're back, baby. I'm sorry, there was a power surge. Hey Johnny Mac, what's up, baby? There was a power surge going on with turning off our internet for a moment. you know, and it's want people to recognize that and appreciate the fact that the differences between us, this yeah. What are we saying? 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 Yeah, just like I just want people to recognize the fact that we are different. What I'm saying, every like if there's a topic of conversation that comes up was not having an open forum, one person can't speak for everyone. One person can't acknowledge everyone's goods, bads, joys, all those things. You have to be able to take what that person says and understand that it's coming from their perspective. It's coming from their point of view. It's coming from where they grew up and how they grew up was not and how they dealt with issues and situations. And it's not something that can be placed on everyone else. It's not something that can or should be thinking that you can assimilate that their ideas with everyone else's ideas and everyone else's mindsets and thoughts. Even mine, I am completely open. What's up, baby? How you doing? I heard you. Hold on, come here. How's the gym?
Good. Cut myself real quick.
Cut yourself. How? What was you doing?
The bar. Too close to the left.
Deadlifts,
Power cleans.
power cleans. Be careful.
Here's what it is.
Yeah. Hey, David Red Eagle, how you doing? Also a gaze. But yeah, it's just that I want people to understand that just because there are a bunch of gay men in a sector, was that doesn't mean that one person speaks for the other person. I would never assume or um well, I do assume a lot, what I'm saying, but I also don't take those assumptions and make them the reality of a situation. I try to sit back and listen and make sure that um I have some knowledge before I start speaking on things or speaking about things, whatever. What we saying? What is this shit? Lord Jesus. Hopefully not. Hope he's naked in a second. Hope he gets naked in a second and walk around. Right, exactly. And that's what it came that's what it comes about was not, I'm saying, like, because he was the catalyst of causing Omar Wiggins getting his channel taken down, you know what I'm saying? Because he the one because yesterday was his birthday as well. He's a Leo. So it's kind of crazy. It's not like all Leos are different as well. But he's a Leo it's not. So his birthday was yesterday, and on his he wrote help him celebrate his birthday by flagging Omar Wiggins' channel. And to me, that came out of jealousy and envy, opposed to actually having some type of foot into the you know, transphobic movement that he wanted to play across. And that's why I said, and I should say, or last night, this morning, whatever, that is it something that he did because he was trying to help the cause, or was something that he did out of jealousy and envy to take down somebody he think that it's competition, hopefully to garner their subscribers. Thank you, David. I mean, the thing is, like, it's not. It's is more about just letting people know that we're all different. Like every black gay man is different. Every black gay woman is different. Every straight black man is different. Every straight black woman is different. Every bisexual experience is different. You know what I'm saying? It's not about someone um always having to agree, but understanding and listening to all people's sides and forming your own opinion about that individual as an individual. It's not that we are, some anomaly where we can, what I'm saying, you can say, oh, I know him because he's a black gay man. Oh, I know her because she's a straight black woman, or she's a bisexual black woman, or she is a some same sex loving, you know what I'm saying, whatever terminology you choose to use. we all need to be able to be very open-minded and considerate of one another. We need to all be very yes, we're back, Lauren. Welcome back. It's that we all need to be very cognizant and conscious of what we do and how we present ourselves and how we attack people, whatever. Because like I don't like being put in a group. I'm very much an individual. I'm very much an individual person. If I choose to put myself into a group, I'm still gonna be an individual within that group. I'm just a cog in a wheel. I'm not something that is can be defined by what someone else did or said. You know, while I agree with aspect of what you're doing and what you're saying, I'm not gonna always agree with the whole. I'm always have a way of thinking about things differently. I'm gonna have to pull things apart and make sure that it works for me and the way I think, the way I live. Oh, we haven't wet clothes. Take off your clothes. you know, I know that, I'm who I am, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it is, I think it is messed up. I mean, I think what he said, while it was messed up, but guess what? We know that Maddie can go too far. Talk about her sexuality and on all the sexual conversations that she have was not talking about people's private parts was not, and she was talking about his private parts on a huge platform. And it's that if he asked her not to do that was not, and if he wanted that, and if he don't want her to talk about his private parts was not, should have respected that. And the fact that when he was discussing what was going on, whatever, and Gio was in his chat, kind of egging him on was not, and picking at him as well was not, probably was the catalyst of why he went as hard as he went. You know what I'm saying? Like he said, his platform is not about, what I'm saying, talking about sexually suggestive things, talking about, what I'm saying, things like that, talking about, some people being interested, things like that. And that's part of Maddie's brand. She is very openly and very confident about her sexuality and what she has between her legs. And him talking about it was not, while people may say it was wrong, I think that, if you're comfortable talking about what's between your legs was not, why should I be punished because I'm talking about it as well? Depends on no matter how I'm talking about it. If we're in the form of battle or form of arguing or fight, was not, I'm going to use what I know about you against you. And while he lost all of his channels was not, and all of his things, I think he could easily get them back, whatever, you know what I'm saying, if you have a loyal following. But at the same time, the fact that he lost money in the process of doing that is messed up. And I don't think that Gio or Maddie had a hand in doing that or getting his stuff flagged. I think that, like that, I think that Justin J had a large part of doing that out of jealousy. And people, because y'all know what happened a couple weeks ago when I went on, my situation was not when someone of the transgender community was not chose to attack me in someone else's chat, and I came on my page and said what I said. Will I take it back? No. You can flag it if you want to. You can say this and third if you want to, or it's not. But the reality is, when I said what I said it against that one individual person. It's not about the entire whole. It wasn't an attack against the transgender community. It was me letting that one individual know, leave me the fuck alone. Stop playing with me. I'm not somebody that you want to play with somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So when people think that, because just like I don't take it personally when I hear a woman, calling a man of the F word. I don't take it personally when I hear someone calling a woman the D word who happen to be a same sex loving person. You know what I'm saying? I just say, oh, okay, they're battling while it's not. Now, if you go too far and I'm uncomfortable with it, I just choose to turn it off and listen to it anymore. But I'm not going to sit here and flag you because I'll call you homophobic, whatever, unless I see a pattern. And there's a pattern of a lot of homophobia on this thing involving people and that word and those terms and those phrases. Yeah, that's the whole point. That's why I say that what Justin Jay did was out of jealousy and out of envy towards Amon Wiggins, and just as a payback and as a slight, he's a messy punk. That's what it is. Justin Jay is a messy punk. He did that out of spite. He did that out of envy. He did that out of jealousy, and that was something that he thought probably was a cute way to get Amon Wiggins back, or to try to grab Amon Wiggins subscribers. We know that's how Justin Jay works. He tried to battle people or try to cause confusion with people was not in order to get a larger platform, a larger audience. But you fail to realize that those are two different people. People don't like Justin Jay as much as they like Armand Wiggins. They don't like what Justin Jay does as much as they like what Armand Wiggins does. You know what I'm saying? And you thinking that you can cipher off his subscribers based on the fact that, you know, you did this, whatever, it just puts a bad light on you and shows you how crazy and simple-minded you are, because on your birthday, the day that you should be celebrating yourself, you choose to be messy and try to get someone's channel taken down. And the fact that you put it on in your social media was even worse. Saying that that's a birthday present to you in order to get someone's channels taken down. Honestly, baby, I have no idea. I think that they try to hurt people by doing that. I think that it's hurtful, and I think that I had a question on one of my videos earlier on is, why is it that that's the first thing that people use as an attack against a black man? Because you know how we as black men, what anyway, we're always trying to be as masculine as possible, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Or at least that's the what people, a lot of black men, portray. And I think that the community knows as a whole that you calling someone the F word is something that is going to hurt you and strip away your masculinity. Oh, happy birthday, Von Keith. When's your birthday? No, you're fine, Von Keith. I mean, I like Leos. I think that, what Aries is, we don't like weak people, and nor do Leos. So that's why I think you guys relationship work, because both of you guys are strong individuals, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And you don't like weak people, and weakness kind of bothers me. Hey, only being real, baby. How you doing? Exactly. That's kind of fucked up. It's calling saying that it's a birthday present to flex on us channel. Okay, the 19th. Okay. No, her birthday's today, Von Keith. Miss Leah's birthday is today. Exactly. They're weaponizing the words on site, and it's just that it's wrong. And then at the same time, they're becoming victims as well of that word. And I think that, words are powerful, but at the same time, we need to be able to be more respectful and considerate of each other in order for that to you know, in order for that to be something that we can stop weaponizing, to something that we can stop, you know, using against one another. Well, it's not just like, they say that they take the N word back, although I don't like it, because it's just something that is a negative connotation of that word in general, or whatever. But at the same time, I want us as a community, was not, to be more positive towards one another, whatever, and more accepting. Yes, he is always begging. What? Always begging for, always begging. What? Always begging for money. Always, like I said, individual that think that that's how you get ahead. He thinks that putting someone else down, build yourself up, is something that works for him, or something that worked for him. Hmm. Yeah, it just, I mean, just it was. This is just a topic. I think that we need to have more conversations about this, and I think in an open forum, because everyone I think is so caught up in the minutia of what's going on here on YouTube that they're missing points. They're missing good conversations. They're missing good topics. You know what I'm saying? Because out of what happened yesterday between Amon Wiggins and T.S. Madison and Justin Jay, this is what I came up with. You know what I'm saying? So I think that we need to look deeper and look at things a different way and have conversations about things that makes more sense opposed to trying to always be the first one to speak on a topic while it's not, and give the information while it's not, but allow that to lead to something else. You know what I'm saying? Allow that to lead to a bigger discussion and a bigger conversation, a conversation with more understanding, a conversation of more interpretation, and conversation of having people, you know what I'm saying, really express themselves, and let you understand what it is that they mean. You know what I'm saying? And questions that is ask them for understanding, seek clarification. Don't just go out there and spewing out nonsense to people to believe that. You know what I'm saying? Because there's conversations that can be had based on what happened yesterday. You know what I'm saying? That is along these lines. Let's talk about the conversation about the whole transphobia ideals in the community itself. Let's talk about the conversation about, what does it mean to be a transgender person, you know, in the LGBTQIA community, or it's not, and also being black. Let's talk about, what I'm saying, what it means to be a black gay man in this world. Well, it's not, so that's those conversations that needs to be had that people aren't having, they're losing sight of. Was it mean to be an ally, what I'm saying, to the LGBTQIA community? Was not, but being a straight cis woman, what I'm saying, or a straight cis man, you know, what is it to be? What does it mean to be bisexual? Was not in this LGBTQIA community. Funny thing is that I want to have a conversation. I was in New York with Miss D. Was not, about that, because we both identify as bisexual, but we also are both in monogamous relationships with. Well, I'm in one with my husband, and she's in one with her husband. I think that would have been a great conversation to have. Right, and that's not true. Miss On-site April was not. No, I hate people say that. Well, I can say that because I'm part of the community. No, you can't say that. It's fucked up. It's rude. It's wrong, and it's not correct. You can't say that because you're part of the community. Oh yeah, definitely gonna come back around on site. Definitely. Hmm. Every couple months he makes a comment, a rant about that. Probably is like so crazy to me. It's like I don't understand. Like, your platform is large, I guess. So you say you're getting opportunities that a lot of people aren't having, but some people just don't want to work. They want people things to be given to them. You're right about Ms. Leo. You know what I say. The law and karma does not work fast enough for me, so sometimes I put it in my own hands. Make sure I make sure it happens. Oh, that'd be cool. At least your anniversary will be the same day as your birthday. We do need more positivity, Ron Keith. We do need more positivity. It's okay, baby. Wash them dishes. Good morning, Carmel Gold. How you doing, baby? Exactly. Right. Exactly. I think that that's what I'm saying. Like, people, the conversation could be had where people confuse the fact that because if you're battling a transgender person was not, and you use that as a weapon against them, what's not. That's no different than someone battling a gay person and using their sexuality as a weapon. Someone battling a black person and using that as a weapon, or battling a white person and using that as a weapon, or battling a mixed person and using that as a weapon. You know what I'm saying? It's no different. It doesn't mean that you're homophobic, doesn't mean you're transphobic, doesn't mean you're racist. It just means that you're talking about that one specific person. That's all that means. It doesn't mean that, you don't like an individual. It just means that you're battling that's one specific person. Yeah, that was very disgusting to roll. Yeah, he did a rollout of his HIV status. Yeah, that's crazy. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy to me. But people think sensationalism sells. People think that, as long as they're talking about you, saying you're in a good place. And the reality is, I'd rather not be talked about at all than someone saying some bad shit about me, or me saying some bad shit about myself to put myself in a bad light. You know what I'm saying? Because like most people, I do care about how I look to the world. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about what people think of me. Like, sorry, but I do care about, how I present myself to the world. I do care about, what I choose to show, what I choose not to show, and how it is perceived. To some extent, I think we all do. You know what I'm saying? Now, if someone have a negative opinion about me, well, it's not, they have nothing to do with me. It's more to do with them. But at the same time, what I'm saying, I don't want to put myself in a negative light and then be upset when someone judges me on that. Let me just drink. Hold on a second. Oh shit! Don't have my water up here. Shit. You know, he made a big announcement on site about his HIV status. He basically made it into a production. He made it into a production basically. He made it into a production, opposed to just saying, I, I Instagram, I am, but I don't know how to use it. I'm on Instagram, but I don't know how to use it. You know, I get like I get notifications and stuff on my Instagram, but I don't know how to use it. I just got it for my business. But it's just crazy to me, that people are the way they are. Like, I don't understand it, because I don't understand the behavior. I don't understand the mentalities. I don't understand the fact that I don't understand you know how people can be so malicious and evil for no reason, just to be malicious and evil. You know, it baffles me that there are people out there that would do things and say things just to yeah, it was a whole production on site. It was a whole production. You know, I just thought it was to garner sympathy and to garner money for people from people, but it wasn't called for. That's a serious topic, especially in the black gay community, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And it could have been done in a way that was more respectful. Exactly. It was something that looked like he was getting paid or wanted money from it. It was just crazy. But that's just me. That's not how I'll roll. That's not how I will, what I'm saying, whatever. But, you know, different stroke for different folks. Like I said in the very beginning of this, we're all different. You know what I'm saying? We're all different. We all do things for different reasons. you know. But I kind of understand what he meant by that, Ms. Leo. I think that he said that he's not gonna let that his status um stop him from being who he is, which it hasn't, which is, you know, but that coming from somebody who was talking about, you know, all kind of sexual things and all kind of things and graphic things that then it's okay to swallow and all this other stuff last night, you know what I'm saying? So you have to look at the source of what that information came from. Yeah, I mean, I respect anyone's grind and hustle was not. That's what I respected about Arbad was not. You know, he had a vision. He had a he made a path in which he was following to get what he wanted to get accomplished. And I respect that opposed to someone thinking that they can ride off someone else's coattails and have someone else do the work for them and then they just gain the rewards from it. And that's to me what Justin G was is trying to do and was trying to do. He tried to do that with a couple people was not here on YouTube. You know, the first person he tried to do that with was Funky Dineva, and we know how that worked out for him. You know what I'm saying? Funky played him was not well, not really played him. Funky just switched the tables on him and showed him that you're not gonna play me basically in the way Funky does it. I know, you know, right? Stick to your plan and work your plan. Hope you get me a plate ready, sexy Harlem girl. You be safe throughout the day as well, sweetheart. Thank you for coming to visit me again. Appreciate it. But yeah, it's just I mean, I just wanted to talk about, you know, saying that we need to start looking at people as individuals and stop jumping on lumping people into one group. You know what I'm saying? Because like, you know, there's a bunch of us on here that fits into categories. Well, it's not, but at the same time, we're all different. We all are people of different talents, different emotions, different experiences, and we need to respect those experiences. Well, it's not. We need to expect respect those things. Hey, I'm on for now, sweetheart. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's been a minute. But you understand, Miss Leo, he doesn't care. He it's all about him. It's all about what he does. It's all about, you know, how he can get ahead, how he can move forward. It's not about thinking about somebody else. Well, it's not, you know. But it's what it is. Bye, sexy Harlem, sweetheart. Enjoy your breakfast, baby. But that's what I was saying. On site was that we all have a mouth on us. We all have a temper. We all have these slick tongues. We all have these things that we do and say that can be perceived the wrong way. And like I know for now said on my last video was not there's a consequence for your actions. And yeah, the consequence for your actions was not, but does the depends on how that consequence was developed was not. I don't think that Maddie been called worse than that on here on YouTube. She made a T-shirt and a brand out of Maddie Man Whore and Man Hams. You know what I'm saying? So Maddie would have took what he said and as a thing. She came into the scene swinging her dick. Was not saying, open the door and swing her dick. You know what I'm saying? So Maddie would have made something out of it. Maddie would have made money out of it or off of it. I think that she's always giving something. She's always giving something. You know, I think that, you know, the whole point of the fact that I'm not James, Justin J, you know what I'm saying, started this whole situation of trying to flag the situation or flag the page was not cause it to get to where it is now. And I think that that's what's messed up about it. Maddie's used to being called out her name. Maddie used to being called, saying certain things was not. And what she does is what we all do is we make money off of it. We try to switch it and flip it into something to a positive for us. You know, I'm a lot mouthy. Y'all know how I was that one night when I was on one. You was there on site. You were there, Miss Leo. I think you was there also playing straight automobiles. I think y'all was there when I was on one. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that it is what it is. It wasn't against the whole transgender community. It was against that one individual who was on some messed up stuff that night. And then I had to let them know, leave me alone. It's not about you. When it becomes about you, you're not gonna like it. Leave me alone. You know. So yeah, we all are a little mouthy. We all have these tongues and these words that we say and that we spew. Right, exactly. I'm saying, like, come to the door, opened up the door, swinging her stuff around. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you do that, well, it's not you're not hiding anything. You're very comfortable with who you are. So someone saying that I'm saying, are bad built body, like he was reading. That's what he was doing. He was reading. She let everyone know she has a nice schlong on her. Hey, Miss Deanna Irvin, baby, how you doing? You know, it's just like then for him, Justin J, to sit there and do the nonsense, it makes no sense to me. I have no idea why he did that. Well, I have a pretty good idea why he did it was not because he wanted his subscribers and he felt that Armand Wiggins was competition. We're talking about Armand Wiggins and Maddie. How when he went on his rant, people start saying that he was transphobic. Well, it's not. He just basically bragged about it. He hey Fed, how you doing? He basically bragged about what I'm saying that that's his birthday present. If people want to give him a birthday present, was not help him flag Armand Wiggins' channel. That video for Armand Wiggins, which is kind of messed up. It's straight up messed up. But that's his channel on Fayette. He has a right to do that if he wants to. Like, what I'm saying? If you don't like what he's doing or how he does it, what's not, you don't subscribe, you don't watch it. There are people in this sector where it's not attack at will. There's people at this section where it's not play victim at will. There's people on this in this section was not something comes up that they started was not. Oh, I don't know why that happened. I don't know why that happened. You know why it happened because you did some messed up stuff, and now someone's checking you on it. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, what he does, like, thing is, like I said in the very first part of the video, I don't know if Armand Wiggins is gay or not. I always assumed he was, but that's just me assuming stuff, and I could be completely wrong and completely off basis. But if he isn't gay, he may be homophobic or transphobic or it's not. But if he is gay, he could be a self-hating gay, where he's not comfortable with his own sexuality or it's not. So he chooses to try to draw light and shine to stuff that he feels is a little bit too out there. And like he said when he did his thing yesterday, whatever, he don't talk about stuff like that. He don't talk about, sexual things like that. Hell, y'all know I do. And I don't give a damn about it. You know what I'm saying? He on his channel, his brand is not about sexual conversations and talking about, and the fact that Maddie was discussing his penis size probably really made him uncomfortable and threw him off. You know, I mean, like asked the question in the video I made last night. Was he wrong? Was she wrong? Were they right? What's going on? I don't know. Oh yeah, Justice J is very problematic. He is someone that I wouldn't trust going down to the corner store. You know what I'm saying? He is crazy. Or Mom's Gate on site. Or Mom's Gate on site. Like I said, I don't know. I mean, I assume he was, but I can't say, that it was whatever. I don't care. I don't care enough to try to find out if he's gay or not. But yeah. Yeah, you saw his rant on IG, Louisiana. Yeah, I mean, it was to me, it wasn't as bad as mine was. I mean, it was pretty mild to me. I could say some things, and I said some things. Yep, he did steal the whole "I'm woke" thing from Adrian. But when you're a culture vulture and you are someone who don't have true content or talent, you know what I'm saying? But I used to watch Justin Jay when he worked at Red Lobster back in the day when he still lived in Memphis, I think it was he lived in. I watched him back then. When he came to Atlanta, he done act the fool. Acted the fool. Like I say, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I can talk shit, but for me to be a definite, I gotta experience it. I haven't experienced it yet. You know what I'm saying? So- right, he was holding back exactly. Like he could have said a lot more things than he said. He didn't say anything to me that was worth all this. I don't think he said anything that was worth, what I'm saying, all that. Mm-mm. Right. Exactly. Right. He was full of emotion. I wasn't emotional at all. I just had to say what I had to say. Thank you, Fayed. Same to you, bro. If you have to work, be careful. If you're coming off for work, get some rest. Thank you for jumping by. Love you. You know I do. Can't wait to meet you, sir, in person. We can hang out, talk a little shit. You know what I'm saying? Why you pissed, Miss Deanna? What happened, baby? Hold up. I think you did you. Hmm. Why you pissed, Miss Deanna? Who did it? Who done it to cuss out? Let me know, baby, because I got your back. I will put they ass through the ringer for you, baby. Oh, don't. This whole situation is crazy. The first one I had the first one was I had a damn power surge happen. It's like every time I turn around, some other shit is happening. Other shit is going on. Exactly, Ms. Leo. He tried to buy the website up under Maddie website. So that's why the whole situation happened between like he is someone who causes shit happens all the time. I wouldn't tell y'all if he was naked. I wouldn't tell y'all if I had my bottoms on or not either. That's how they be careful. But I'm not showing too much. Shoulders up, shoulders up. But yeah, but yeah, like the title said was like all men are not created equal. Was not. I'm saying we all have different personalities, different mindsets, different things going on. You know, we just need to be able to appreciate those differences. We need to be able to appreciate what's going on. You know what I'm saying? and not try to hold everyone responsible for each other's mannerisms or actions. Well, it's not. And if someone call in with a perspective, take that perspective with the understanding that it's coming from their perspective and no one else's. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't apply to everyone else. Am I used to right, exactly. Planes, trains, and automobiles. That's my point exactly. Like a lot of people don't understand what that like a lot of these conflicts that we you're upset because I won't show you also I won't tell you if my husband is naked or not. You're so silly. But yeah, a lot of people on these things, a lot of these, I think a lot of these conflicts happen and they get so dirty and so nasty and so deep and so visceral and aggressive is because people have had personal relationships with these people before. So that's why you hear people and see people as not going so hard and revealing stuff that you can possibly know unless you have, you know, a personal relationship with someone. You know, yeah, like Armand and Maddie were in a close relationship. And my thing is, like I said, I'm not quite sure how she was referencing his private parts, but in a good way or a bad way, I should say. But the fact that you're referencing it after that conversation that y'all probably had once before where he asked you not to do that, you know, and then you are on this huge platform where you're doing that was not pretty much to shade him and or embarrass him, whatever, is kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, y'all know I love me some Maddie. I love me some Maddie. I do. But at the same time, I know where she can take it to a limit to where people can be uncomfortable. You know, she does it with her mom all the time, Miss Mary. You know what I'm saying? Talk about certain things in front of Miss Mary or say certain things about Miss Mary or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And Miss Mary look at her like, keep on playing. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna show you, boo. You know, because she always called Maddie boo, you know. Yeah, so you gotta be very careful what's not that and on was right in what he did or he was wrong. I'm not saying that Maddie was right and or wrong in what she did. It just said that it happened and the fact, hey Miss Patricia Ellison, baby, how you doing? And the fact that it happened and what happened is the result of Justin Jay inserting himself into it and being messy. So taken to a level that it didn't have to be taken to a level where I think that cost Armand Wiggins money, like serious money. you know and if someone was to do that to him, he'd be crying, you know begging and pleading and asking for more money, saying, asking for people to support him opposed to him getting off his ass and finding a job. you know it's crazy. I mean, it's okay that, and the fact that Omar Wiggins said that he didn't want to work another day in his life, and he was building his platform up to where he didn't have to work another day in his life. Was not now he has to start from scratch again. You don't agree with what, Miss Patricia? What don't you agree with, sweetheart? And it's okay not to agree. You know, but yeah, it's like I just don't understand the mentality of people who would do something like that. I don't understand the mentality of someone that would purposely try to harm someone because of jealousy or because of you know envy or because of whatever. I don't like you, so let me harm you in that way, knowing darn well if the shoes was on the other foot, you'd be so offended and so hurt and so bothered that you'd be damn near in tears on here crying, asking and pleading for people to what I'm saying, do stuff for you. So you say that, man? you said that Maddie didn't mention his private parts because I heard her mention his private parts. I mean, and my thing is that if he asked her not to reference him at all in that type of in that type of conversation, was not that alone is enough for him to be upset if she did that. I said, I don't know. I'm just assuming. Like I said, but when you assume, it makes an ass out of, what I'm saying, you and somebody else. Right. Exactly, Miss Leo. Exactly. So like we were saying that they had this personal relationship previously. Joe Buttons. Um, there was two parts of that, Miss Patricia. I think that one part was they was talking about because Maddie was talking about telling Nikki how she burnt Joe Buttons was not, you know, and stuff like that. Cause like Miss Leo just said, she said that she didn't know Joe Buttons. Well, she don't know his thing, whatever. She don't know of Joe Buttons like that. But like I said, I after hearing it, I thought that she was talking about after hearing it after the fact, I thought that what she was talking about was related to Armand. While hearing it, I didn't know what was going on until everything went off, and I had to rewatch it and re-listen to it. Exactly, playing with automobiles, destroy you type of situation. Let me cause you pain and cost you money, things like that. And like I said, I used to watch Justin Jay back in the day. Like he was one of the first people I used to watch. You know what I'm saying? Because the whole thing with him and the whole James Caldwell situation was not when they was reading going back and forth. I watched him doing then, and I did some research on him to find out who he was. Then I saw the whole thing with Funky go down. Then, yeah. So once I realized was it something I want to, associate with, I stopped watching them. So yeah, it's just but it is what it is. Like I said, that was just a catalyst. The whole Maddie Armand thing was a catalyst for this conversation. Was not to let people know that just because someone is talking about a specific person in a specific subcategory was not doesn't mean that you hate that whole subcategory. Just because someone is speaking for themselves and they happen to check off a lot of boxes that I happen to check off as well, doesn't mean they speak for me, and nor do it mean that I speak for them. It means I speak for myself and they speak for themselves. You know, the beggar. That's all it means. It doesn't mean that you know, all gay men don't like transgender women. That's not the case. It doesn't mean all gay black men don't, feel a certain way about a certain person. It doesn't mean that. It means just that that individual themselves are just that, an individual, and have their own individual opinions based on their life experiences, based on what they have dealt with in life, based on what is going on in their life, based on the situation that they're in. You know what I'm saying? The circumstances that they're in. It is not about, you know, it's not about someone being the end all to be all. Hey, Truth Slayer, how you doing, baby? It's not about that. It's about, you actually being an individual and accepting people as individuals. It's not about, you trying to fit into a box or wanting to put someone else into a box in order to make yourself feel comfortable. Accepting people for who they are, and if you don't like them, you have a choice to either, you know, turn off the channel, turn the channel, walk away, a lot of different things. But a choice should not be let me hurt or damage someone's livelihood. The choice should not be, oh, I'm gonna cost you money and I'm gonna get you back, and that's gonna cost you money. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna cost you to, you know what I'm saying, your livelihood. It's gonna cost you things. And then Armand just buy a house, you know what I'm saying? Based on all this stuff was not, and that you don't know that man could be homeless now or on the verge of being homeless because of the fact that you chose to take down, you know, his, or chose to have a hand in taking down his channel. It's not a good thing. That's not cool. You know what I'm saying? And when your karma hits you, you're going to be in a lot worse situation than you are in now. Like I said, I don't know your situation. I don't know what's going on with you. All I know is that what you show me on these cameras and what you've done on these cameras. And in doing so, sorry, y'all. And in doing so, it doesn't look good for you. You don't have a life that I would want to have. Point blank, period. Okay, true. But my thing is, then that comes to ask the question was not, what are you doing with your life? What are you doing with your money? What's not? And is that why you're jealous? Because this man bought a house recently based on his business on YouTube and his other, um, you know, virtual ventures and things of that nature, his interview skills and interview guests, things like that. Are you jealous about that? So you want to take someone down, make someone feel bad about themselves, or to make yourself feel good? All those things I don't understand because that's, I guess, being a confident individual and being secure in who I am. I don't have to, worry too much about things like that because it's not important. You know what I'm saying? What you have, because what you have doesn't do anything for me. What you've acquired have nothing to do with me. You know, my life is about me and me only. Exactly, Miss Patricia Ellington, sweetheart. A lot of people do that while it's not, and I don't understand that. I don't understand why someone will go so far into someone else's lane or into someone else's business in order for, I don't know. Like I kind of know based on the person that I've seen Justin Jay to be over the course of years and his behaviors and his actions over the course of years, but at the same time, I don't understand it. I don't agree with it at all. You know, I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I don't agree with it. I don't think that is fair. I don't think that is right. I don't think that someone who have their own issues and problems and burdens to bear should cause harm or distress on someone else. You know what I'm saying? The simple fact that they are trying to do something different. You know what I'm saying? And if you're trying to gain their subscribers or trying to gain the aspects of their personalities that is you, if it's not meant for you, it's not meant for you. You know what I mean? We saw how that it was, or how that is, there's individuals that try to do the YouTube news and it works for some and not so much for others. If it's not meant for you, it's not meant for you. If it's not something that you are going to do or be good at, you're not going to be good at it. It is what it is. It's nothing to do with, taking on someone else's burdens or taking on someone else's talents. Because once you get it, well, it's not what you're going to do with it. How can you sustain it? Absolutely right, Miss Patricia. I'm saying right is right and wrong is wrong. And like I said, I watch Armand every once in a while, you know what I'm saying? But I don't get with all the little gimmicks and all those sound effects stuff like that. I don't have time for all that. So I try to, stay away from that as much as possible. But the other person, Justin Jay, I don't watch him at all. I haven't watched him in a minute. I haven't watched him in a couple of years, maybe. You know, I watch the reads on him, but I don't watch him as himself. So I just don't get past dirty look, the unkept look. That's just me, you know. He seems unkept to me. It seems like I can smell him scream. It's like he's an older. I'm just saying, not a good older. And then when they just call him Musty Justin, mm-mm. Can't do it. Can't do it. Y'all know I have a real weak stomach and a real can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. But that's not a read. That's just what it is. That's what it is. They called him that. They called him that. They say he had on some old dirty shoes when he was at his event. I'm just saying. I don't know. Yeah, the hobo look. It was more not only hobo, just seem unkept. Unkept. The nappy beard, the undone hair, the crust on the around of your mouth, the crust in your eyes. Just yeah, I need you to be well kept, please. Exactly, and that's what my whole thing was. That's what they call him, Musty Justin. But but yeah, it's sad about like I'm like all this stuff is going to be studied. Alex did call his shoes that. Alex did call his shoes that. Um, but yeah, it's just like I be studied. Like this is like we're in the middle right now of a experiment, and it shows what I'm saying, how social media can be used for good, how it can be used for bad, how it can build you up, how it can break you down, all those things, all those things need to be studied. Well, it's not because it's just crazy. It's like makes no sense. You can build an empire on social media. Well, it's not, but then also social media can also tear your empire down. This is just ridiculous. You guys. It's just sad. Well, not sad in a way it's just crazy. You know what I'm saying? People have become so out of touch with the human condition that they think that doing things doesn't have real consequences. Saying things doesn't have real consequences. But it shows you how the the bigger you are, the more people you need to what I'm saying, that are trying to tear you down. That's trying to cause you harm. That's going to cause you you know to possibly lose. But it also will be a great lesson in saving and um budgeting yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know how long this is going to last. You know, you can be at the highs of the highs, and in 1 second you're down with the lows of lows. So, take in what gets you what you need, and then discard the rest. Shakila, how you doing, baby? How you doing, sweetheart? Welcome, 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 and good afternoon to you because it's almost past morning. It's almost past morning. But yeah, like this is like a true study in the human condition and the effects of social media. It really is. It really truly is. But you guys, I need to get myself up so I can get ready to do some stuff around the house and run some errands before I go to work today. I just want to come to you guys really quickly. Well, that wasn't that quick, but I want to come to you guys and talk to you guys about that and let you guys know, um, it's it's just everyone that uses social media as exactly your brand is something that is you need to hold dear. I'm doing well. Just woke up. Well, not woke. Just woke up. Woke up and had this on my mind, so decided to you know, wash my face, brush my teeth, and talk to y'all about it. Don't want to come to y'all all crazy. You have a blessed day too, Von Keith. Very true. Planes, trains, and automobile. Very, very, very true. But I mean, I think that you can't be held like as the standards change, because with this new rule that people have about the whole internet bullying was that and the content bullying and stuff like that, I think that they're not going to hold you accountable for what you have done previously, opposed to what you do today, opposed to what you do, for now on. So I think that you're kind of accountable for, and I think that's why it is easy for because with the new YouTube rules about the whole content on content interaction stuff like that, or the whole content creator on content creator, bullying and stuff like that. I think that those is what they have used in order to take Amon Wiggins' channel down so easily. And not because we all have said some stuff in the past that was, definitely could be problematic today. But as times change and things are being pushed forward, they want you to live up to that new standard, and they shouldn't hold you accountable for it when it wasn't a standard when you said what you said previously. 'Cause like I said a couple of weeks ago, I was on one. You know what I'm saying? And it is what it was. But like I said, you guys, I was just coming to talk to you guys for a little bit. Um, Thank you. You enjoy your day as well, planes, trains, and automobiles. Um, just want to come to you guys for a quick moment and talk to you guys and let you guys know a little bit more about my opinion on the subject, whatever. And we had a good conversation today. I think that people are going to or should be able to take a little bit of this and take a little bit of that based on this conversation we had today, and come up with some content with it. Come up with some conversations, have conversations, ask some questions, seek some answers, seek clarity. And I want to thank everyone for being here. Thank you for giving me your time. I love you. I love the interaction. I love, having a difference of opinion being spoken and being voiced. Um, you guys have a great afternoon. As I always say, love yourself, love someone else, respect yourself, and respect someone else. Until next time, I will talk to you later. I love you guys. I really do. And happy birthday again, Miss Leo. Hope you enjoy your day, sweetheart. Hope you have all the love and presence and joy and happiness that both your hearts and hands can hold, sweetie. Um, Happy birthday to you again, Miss Leo. Love you, girl. You have a great day. And the rest of you guys have a great day as well. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Say bye, baby Hulk. I said bye, y'all. Y'all have a great day. Love you. Peace.